you doing? This is Black Shy Guy. Welcome once again to another podcast episode. Hopefully your week is going well. And once again, I am surprising you with another surprise episode because I needed to come out with this. So listen, you guys got blessed with another episode. As usual though, I will be releasing episodes on the 3-day weekend, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I am gonna uphold my end of the bargain when it comes to consistency, when it comes to my content, because you guys have been consistent with your support and I really do appreciate it so much. And as always, I thank you for sitting at my table. The Last of Us 2, which basically had an interesting thing pop off the last 2 days. They actually cast the character known as Abby. If you don't know the video game, which is called The Last of Us 2, obviously you probably know the show, which airs on HBO, starring Pedro Pascal and Billy Ramsey. You gotta know that show. If you haven't been watching that show, which airs on HBO, and you can even watch it on HBO, and I believe it also shows on Showtime, right? I could be wrong, but go to HBO, which is also known as HBO Max now. Go watch The Last of Us. If you don't even know the game, you don't need to play the game to follow up on the good story that it has. Go watch The Last of Us. It's the first show video game adaptation that has been done almost to perfection, despite the fact that a lot of us were very I was kind of, when Pedro Pascal was cast as Joe, I was like, and even when Billy Ramsey was cast as Ellie, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of cringed. I'm like, oh, I don't think this is gonna be a success. But one thing I did say Pedro Pascal is a very, very interesting actor, a very well played actor. I loved him on almost every show he appeared on. Every show he appeared on, he was fantastic. Pedro Pascal, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like his political views. I hate his political views. But that's neither here nor there, because I don't even want to think about it, because I don't want to start off left on this show. But Pedro Pascal is a very magnificent actor. I love him when it comes to acting. And he played such a perfect Joe in the show. He was amazing. He was amazing. And what surprised me more, right? This is what surprised me more about The Last of Us, which airs on HBO. Billy Ramsey, I'm going to tell you, Billy Ramsey surprised me the most, because despite Billy Ramsey, listen, Pedro Pascal, obviously I knew because I watched a lot of shows with him, and he's a fantastic actor. We all know that. A lot of people know him from Game of Thrones. Everybody knows him from Game of Thrones, despite the fact that he was killed horribly there, but he was fantastic in Game of Thrones. But Billy Ramsey, I'm going to tell you, surprised the shit out of me. Surprised the shit out of me playing freaking Ellie in that freaking show. I couldn't believe how close to Ellie she made me feel. Like, I felt like, listen, I was like, if freaking Naughty Dog does not come out with a downloadable skin of Ellie and Pedro Pascal in The Last of Us 1 remake or whatever, they should be ashamed of themselves, because they played so well. Billy Ramsey was a fantastic Ellie. And this one thing I'm angry about the internet when it comes to Billy Ramsey. These Neanderthals, right? These Neanderthals, these idiots that are constantly talking bad about how Billy Ramsey's look. Like she looks ugly or whatever the case may be. She's not close to Ellie or whatever. Ellie was way prettier or whatever. Shut the fuck up. Shut the front door. All right? Shut up. And it's my personal opinion for me to tell you to shut up. You could tell me to go to hell all you want. It's your personal opinion as well. But listen, Billy Ramsey, when it comes to a good show, right? Can we stop with the... She looks, and I used to be one of them. I used to be one of the people that be like, don't look nothing like the character, etc. But look at what Pedro Pascal did for me. He proved me wrong. Pedro Pascal to me is Joel. He is Joel. Pedro Pascal, I love him as Joel. I love him as Joel sincerely. He is amazing. But Billy Ramsey surprised the shit out of me as Ellie. Because she played Ellie to the T. That was Ellie I was watching on HBO. a real life Ellie on HBO. Amazing video game adaptation portrayal of Ellie in real life. Amazingly done by Billy Ramsey. Amazing. And now they cast Caitlin Dever as Abby. And the reason I say this show is going to cause a lot of controversy, because we all know how mad everyone was at the aftermath of The Last of Us 2, which I will not reveal, just in case people who are tuning into my podcast for the first time and have not witnessed The Last of Us, they can go for themselves, watch the show or play the video game and see the aftermath and the conclusion of what got everybody up in arms. So I would not reveal that, just for the respect of those who have taken their time out of their day to come to my podcast and listen to what I have to say. So big ups to you guys. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, which shows some of my podcasts and the live adaptation of my podcast, not only the audio. You can go to my YouTube channel, which is Black Shy Guy as well, and tune in to my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, and also make sure you hit the like button, and also make sure you subscribe to the Spotify freaking podcast as well, so you can stay tuned and listen to every single release new episode that comes out on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, my peoples. Come on now, stay up to date, man. You gotta get with it. You gotta get with it. Believe me, you will. You will. And if you don't, listen, if you do not subscribe and you actually go look at my shows on YouTube channel, or even listen to my freaking podcast on Spotify and don't subscribe, we gotta throw the hands. That's what I'm saying. We gotta throw the hands. But anyway, freaking Caitlin Dever has been cast as Abby, and like I said, the controversy surrounding it is because of the conclusion of what happened in The Last of Us to a certain somebody, and also the fact that the masculinity of freaking Abby is gonna have everybody up in arms, because we know how masculinity is under attack when it comes to today's modern age. We know that, and the fact that a woman is portraying masculinity in the latest season 2 of The Last of Us, there's gonna be a lot of people trying to bring this show into a political perspective, which we don't want to do. We want to keep it to the story, but a lot of people is going to try to push it there, for the simple fact that Abby is a very, very masculine looking woman with muscles and all of that. I don't know how much they're going to put Caitlin Dever to try to achieve that physique. I doubt it. I think she's going to just tone up. I believe that's how far they're going to take it. That's about it. But who knows? I think they're just going to keep her toned up. There's no way they're going to try to amount that much muscle on Caitlin Dever. Absolutely not. Because this show is slanted for a 2025 release. So who knows? They could probably have her work out for a good 5 to 6 months. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it can happen, though. It can happen. I remember when I was bulking up to 170. And it didn't take me long to tune up pretty good. You know what I mean? So she's gonna have professional trainers with her. So I doubt she's gonna have a difficult time building an Abby like physique. Will it be that much in the way the video game was portrayed? I doubt it. But a lot of people are questioning that, and a lot of people are gonna be there's a lot of people still complaining about The Last of Us. There's a lot of people still complaining about the story about The Last of Us. And I'm going to tell you this. The people who don't know about The Last of Us, the story is not bad at all. It's an epic story. People just can't handle loss well. People can't handle loss well. People can't handle the fact that despite that they go to these storybooks or video games to escape the realism of reality, that sometimes even in storybooks and in fairy tales, people die. People can't accept that. And that's why people can't stand The Last of Us. For the simple fact that they always thought there was going to be a freaking pony at the end of the rainbow. And that is the bullshit story people thought was going to be in The Last of Us. When they don't realize that The Last of Us, despite being a video game, despite being an unreal life story, it's close to realism as it gets when it comes to video games. And of course, there's going to be tragedies that happen. And tragedies that people cannot take can't handle. So in retaliation, they're going to say the story sucks. That's the problem with The Last of Us that is going to cause controversy on the release of 2025. And I hope that Caitlin Dever does a great Abby portrayal. She looks the part. I'm not gonna lie, she looks a lot more like Ellie. I'm not gonna lie when it comes to look, but we got out Ellie. I'm really happy with Billy Ramsey. She's a fantastic Ellie. She's my Ellie from now on. When I look at Ellie, even in the video game, as much as I love that freaking Ashley Johnson face of Ellie, as much as I do, but I also see Billy Ramsey, Billy Ramsey now. I would love a downloadable skin of Billy Ramsey on my Ellie when I play the game. I would love that. Naughty Dog, can we get that? Naughty Dog, can we get a downloadable skin of Joe and Ellie as freaking Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal? Can we get that? Can we get that? I will replay The Last of Us 3 more times if you do that. I'm not gonna lie, I will. I will. Let's get back to the controversy at hand when it comes to The Last of Us, though. Like I said, the masculinity involving Abby is gonna bring a lot of controversy. A lot. And it's unfortunate. But that's not the only problem. Like I said, there's a certain situation that happened in The Last of Us that's going to boom up the popularity of this show because of the controversy. Listen, controversy is better than no controversy. Whether you want to admit it or not. Controversy is better than no controversy. And the fact that this is going to surround Season 2 of The Last of Us, which I believe, make sure you put down in the comments, right? Whether you're on TikTok or whether you're on my YouTube channel or whether you want to comment on how you like this episode. How many seasons you think it will take to cover The Last of Us 2 story appropriately? I think it will need at least 2 seasons, the least. I would like 3 so I can tell everything in much more better detail, but I believe 2 seasons is good. They cannot do The Last of Us 2 storyline in 1 season. It will look so freaking mushed. It will be horrible. They can't do that. It has to be 2 seasons, max 3. I would love 3 seasons. Let me know what you think. Let me know how many seasons this Last of Us show really needs to accomplish an epic storyline that was The Last of Us 2. Once again, I did say that Caitlin Dever was cast as Abby, and was I happy with that? I wasn't unhappy because I'm no longer doubting stars when it comes to a portrayal of a certain character that I like, because I loved Abby. I loved Abby in The Last of Us 2. It took me a while to get used to her, to have some feelings for her. But then after the game went on and on, I loved Abby. I loved her. I remember in the beginning, I was like, get her, smash her. Not no more. I really like Abby. I really warmed up to her. And I hope that Caitlin Dever does a great portrayal. I wasn't unhappy with Caitlin Dever. A lot of people are releasing their thoughts on the situation, and I believe if they say they dislike the fact that they picked her as Abby, I think that's a very negative vibe to take up. I mean, but it's their opinion, they're entitled to it, but I think that's a very negative vibe bringing to somebody who you don't know what she may do. She might play a knockout Abby. She might play a magnificent Abby. Because look at Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal. They knocked it out the water. And I trust what Naughty Dog is doing. Because remember, Naughty Dog is behind casting and also the overseeing of each episode that's released by that series. And I'm not going to lie. I trust them. Season 1 was fantastic. And I trust that Season 2, and I hope 3, will be as well. And that's all I have to say. Anyway, make sure, like I said, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you also subscribe to any podcast station that you're listening Chi-Town on, so you can keep up with the latest episodes that are released. And as always, I really do appreciate your support. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you for sitting at my table. I'm out of here. Peace.
Arch criminal who must be put away. Another innocent victim of homicidal maniac.